لبيك يا حسين لبيك يا حسين لبيك يا حسين لبيك يا حسين 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 غريب حسين حسين شهيد شهيد حسين حسين لبيك يا حسين لبيك يا حسين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا. فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلى الله क्या मजाल है, जहां में हर लिहाज से हुसैन मिसाल है। ये हो चुका है फैसला, ये हो चुका है फैसला, न कोई दूसरा खुदा, न कोई दूसरा हुसैन है, न पूछिए कि क्या हुसैन है। असीर शाम पर निगाह हकी तो हुर बना दिया, जो मर रहे थे उनको जिंदगी का गुर सिखा दिया। थी मौत हर तरफ जहां, थी मौत हर तरफ जहां, खुला ये राज भी वहां, हयात बांटता हुसैन है, न पूछिए कि क्या हुसैन है। शहीद करबला का गम जिसे मिला बद अमल है बद नसब, उसी पे बेशुमार है। अरे ओ दुश्मने अज़ा, अरे ओ दुश्मने अज़ा, तू मर जरा लहद में आ, पता चलेगा क्या हुसैन है, न पूछिए क्या हुसैन है। करोगे गर मुखालिफत गमे हुसैन की यहाँ, वो हश्र होगा हश्र में के अल हफीज़ व अल्लमा, जहां भी छुपने जाओगे, जहां भी छुपने जाओगे, कहीं पे बच न पाओगे, कि हर जगह मेरा हुसैन है, न पूछिए कि क्या हुसैन है। क़ज़ा के बाद फिर मुझे सवाल जब किया गया, सवाल जब किया गया, है कौन तेरा रहनुमा, तो मैंने कह दिया हुसैन है, न पूछिए कि क्या हुसैन है। हिदायतें रहेंगे हम बहिश्त में, यकीन रखो हुसैनियों, कबूल होगी हर खुदा के दी का ना खुदा, खुदा के दी का ना खुदा, हर इब्तिदा की इब्तिदा, करम की इंतहा हुसैन है। न पूछिए कि क्या हुसैन है।
Today, inshallah, the first point that I would like to start with is the fact that Imam Hussain alayhi salam, the Karbala and the institution of Karbala is universal. Imam Hussain alayhi salam does not belong to Shias. Imam Hussain alayhi salam does not belong to Muslims. Imam Hussain alayhi salam belongs to the whole of humanity, the entire humanity. The message of Karbala is universal. It is not confined to Shias. For the Shias, we commemorate, we renew our faith, we renew our allegiance to Imam Hussain alayhi salam, we renew our wilayah, we renew our commitment to Imam Hussain alayhi salam by actually propagating and participating in Azai Imam Hussain. Salawat. So as far as the Shia is concerned, we love Imam Hussain alayhi salam, we are committed to the message of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, and we renew our commitment every year, every moment. Kullu yawmin ashura, kullu ashura. This is the motto, this is the mission of every Shia, that is the commitment that he keeps in his heart throughout his life. But it extends beyond the Shias to other Muslims as well. Karbala, the universality of Karbala and the phenomena of Karbala provides a catalyst, provides an occasion, provides a triggering mechanism for analyzing how did it come about that the Muslims and the Yazid, professing to be a Muslim, they murdered, they slaughtered, they butchered the grandson of beloved Prophet. How did it come about? In 50 years' time. So as far as the Muslim Ummah is concerned, whenever the concept of Karbala is being analyzed, they have to start thinking that when the Holy Prophet died, he had made it very clear. Hussain minni wa ana min al-Hussain. He had made it very clear. He had made it very clear that he loved his grandsons. How come in 50 years' time, a person professing to be the Khalifa of the Muslims can have the jur'at, can have the courage to kill, slaughter, murder in such brutal and cruel manner the grandson of the Holy Prophet in the plains of Karbala? It's a matter to think about for every Muslim, regardless of his feelings, his faith, just on the question of tariq, on the question of history. He has to say, how did it come about? Wasn't the grandson of the Holy Prophet beloved of the Holy Prophet? What happened in the 50 years that changed the whole psyche and the thinking of the Ummah? That these people who said Allahu Akbar, who said their prayers, who recited the same Quran, who recited the same kalima, they were prepared to kill the grandson of the Holy Prophet. They said, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu in their tashahud. They said it. And yet this is the grandson of the same Prophet. And they are prepared to kill him. And they are prepared to kill him. They are prepared to... They felt there was no contradiction whatsoever between them praying in Ashura, praying the namaz as-subh in Ashura, and immediately thereafter, Yazid's army comes to kill the companions of Imam Hussain and Imam Hussain. This is something for every Muslim, whether he is Muslim, whether he is Shia, whether he is Sunni, Ahl Sunnah, or Jama'ah, he has to think about it. He has to contemplate on this. It provides a bridge for the Muslim Ummah to realize that, look, to understand what has happened, to understand that this is something which is to be really thought about. You know, there are many Ahl Sunnah or Jama'ah people who love Imam Hussain very, very dearly. I went once to Edmonton, and we had a jashna, we had a commemoration on the day of Ashura, before the day of Ashura, where Ahl Sunnah wa Jama'ah, they were making commemoration of the tragedy of Karbala and how they loved Imam Hussain alayhi salam. So Imam Hussain alayhi salam provides the unifying force. He provides the unifying force. It doesn't matter if you are Shia or Sunni. It matters if you are Hussaini or not Hussaini. What matters, are you Hussaini? Are you the lover of Hussain? If you are the lover of Hussain, you will be guided. Because in Hussain Misbah al-Huda, he is Misbah al-Huda. He will guide you. And indeed, the universality of the Karbala extends to humanity at large. It touches deeply the heart and affects the heart of every person in every age, every person in humanity. When they hear how Imam Hussain alayhi salam took his little baby, 6 months old baby, very, very thirsty, so thirsty that he had gone pale. He's asking for water from these people who were Sahib Awlad, who had children. They had children of their own. He was telling them that, look, if I have committed any sin, if I have committed anything here that you feel I have committed a crime, what crime has this baby committed? I want a few drops of water. A few drops of water. Give him a few drops of water. The people, some of them start crying, but no one gives them any water. No one gives Ali Asghar any water. And then what happens? Imam Hussain alayhi salam says, if you think that by him getting water, I will also drink some water, I am prepared to put my baby son on the burning sand here. I will put him on the burning sand. You feed him some drops of water yourself. They did not provide any water. What did they do? They say to Hurmala, send a 3-pronged arrow which totally pierced the neck of Ali Asghar and hit the chest of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. When people who are non-Muslims of any faith, they hear such cruel, heart-rending accounts which touches humanity, which person will be cruel to a baby? Which person is going to be cruel and deny a baby of 6 months old who is very, very thirsty some water? It touches them. It touches their hearts. Karbala encompasses the living reality of the fight of evil, the fight against evil, the fight of good against evil. And then it's a struggle for freedom. It's a struggle against tyranny. It's a struggle against oppression. It's a struggle against injustice. It's a struggle against corruption in society. It's a struggle to bring Islam, reformation in society. And therefore, Imam Hussein alayhi salam belongs to everyone. We cannot confine him in the mosque. We cannot make him only a part of our mosque. He has to be taken out. He has to be brought out in the public. He has to be brought out in the streets. We have to let the people know who Hussein is. We love our beloved Hussein. They should know who this Hussein is. We should go out. We should do tabligh. We should go to our neighbors. We should go and tell them, do you know this is the month of Muharram. We are doing commemoration. We are wearing black clothes. Do you know why we are wearing black clothes? We are mourning Hussein. Do you know who is Hussein? Going to do tabligh. Going to go out. Making sure that Imam Hussein is known throughout the world. In the streets of New York, there was a julus, and we had one of our speakers speaking about Imam Hussein alayhi salam, the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, telling the people of Manhattan, all the people of Manhattan, do you know who Hussein is? Do you know why we mourn for Hussein? This is what is required. What we should be doing is gathering here amongst ourselves, the Shia, but we should invite our Sunni brothers and everyone else. We should invite non-Muslims in our gatherings and say, come and listen to what we are talking about, who Imam Hussein is, why we are commemorating, what is the high position of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. This is one message out of Nabi Salawat. The second message that I wanted to talk about is to realize the challenges that our youths are facing in the world. We need to understand those of us who are cocooned in our own homes, cocooned in our own societies, cocooned in our own life, we never have any appreciation of what our youths are going through. When you go to university and see what is the life in the university, our young girls and our young boys, what they have to go through, what temptations they are coming across, what kind of situation they come across. They have got friends, they have got a friend circle that's all the time trying to influence them against things that are not Islamic, that are not, these are like dancing, like partying, like clubbing, like going places. Even if a person is with, if a girl is with her friends which are all girls, even then the other girls start doing things, they start talking to boys, they start having relationships, they all are facing great pressures. Our children are facing great pressures in universities, even in high school, even in kindergarten. You can see that when children do not behave with akhlaq, when you see that children are not behaving with akhlaq, you see this is the effect of something. There's an effect of the kindergarten, there's an effect of the high school, there's an effect of the college, there is an effect on them. How come they do not appreciate, the children don't appreciate the value that of Imam Hussein alayhi salam? Why is it that they don't love Imam Hussein alayhi salam sufficiently to understand? That is why we need to have majlises only for children. In places that I go to, I've seen people, when the adults are having majalises, we take all the children, we take them to another room, and we tell them, do you know who Imam Hussein is? Do you know that what Imam Hussein did in Karbala? Why he did it? Talk to them in their language. Talk to them as they understand. Talk to them so that they can appreciate what the story of Karbala is. Talk to them so they actually can appreciate this. We need this. We can't have a situation where we have years passing and they don't appreciate. That's why it is so important. If we have our centers, we must have special arrangements for boys. In Stanmore, in the United Kingdom, we have 3 types of arrangements. We have arrangements for very young children, under the age of 5 or 6. We have then, for teenagers, from 6 to 12, 13, another arrangement. Every place, there is a separate place, and every place they are being taught about Karbala. They are taught about akhlaq. They are taught about how to be good people, how to be obedient, how to be good children, how to actually behave with akhlaq, how to be lovingly towards your parents, how to kiss your parents' hands, how to love your parents, how to obey your parents. All this is important for our children. We can't have a situation where we, the adults, are having, where we understand what's happening, and our children are not appreciated because we are not making provision for them. We have to make provision for them. This is in the center. But what about in the universities? I am fortunate that when I was younger, I went to university for my first degree. Now I'm again in university doing my PhD. And I can see what I used to find in universities when I was young. What kind of situation I found. People being under such pressure that if they did not have a strong background of religion, of akhlaq, of commitment to morality, they could easily go astray. And now we find the same position. So we have to be conscious. Don't think that our children are out in the university so we forget about them. We must develop a communication with our children. It is not only at this age that you talk to the children. Treat them with honor, treat them with respect, treat them and honor them and talk to them nicely so they understand you. That is for children. But for your teenagers, talk to them, develop a link. There can be no generation gap. You can't say there is a generation gap. The father should be able to sit down, go to the bed of your daughter and sit down and say, "Oh, my daughter, what happened? How are things with you in university? How are you doing? What problems are you getting? Are you having any problems? Is there anything?" Sufficient connection so that if she is going through a turmoil, a moral turmoil, if she is going through a crisis of decision making, of knowing what to do, what not to do, then at least you can help. You can sit down and say, "Oh, my daughter, I'm your father. I understand all these things. I've also gone to university. Tell me, if there's anything, I will advise you. I tell you, I will talk to you. Let your children, be they teenagers, be they university students, be such free." Many times the father says, no, you talk to the mother. This is not a right attitude. You can't say this is your mother's responsibility. It is the father's responsibility to have a bond with your daughter and with your son. You can't abandon that responsibility. You can't say, "Oh, this matter my wife will deal with it. Go and talk to your mother about it." Try to help them. If they're having a problem of bad habits, if they're having a problem of bad relationships, if they have a problem of not knowing what to do, if there is confusion, if they are being influenced by other ideologies or other beliefs or other things, there are all kinds of societies in universities that take place. You are exposed all the time to each other. So that you should know, you should get an sensitivity. You should understand that, look, your children also need help. And train your children to make good decisions. Don't make decisions for them. You can't make decisions for them all your life. You won't be there all your life. You will die. What happens after you die? How will they make decisions? You should train your children to make decisions in your lifetime by giving them such wisdom and such criteria and such thinking that they can make decisions on their own. So when you talk to a university student, daughter or son, don't tell them, "I'm telling you to do this, therefore you should do this." No way. You can't talk to them like that. You have to say, "You know this thing that you've got? I understand. These are the reasons that you feel all these things. These are the things. But you know there's another way of doing these things. There's a better way. There are things. Think of the consequences. What are going to happen? Which path are you going to? Where are you going to lead? Where are you going to end up?" Talk to them with honor and with respect. This is what's important. We need to develop. Fathers need to develop understanding of the youth's problems, and they need to talk to the youth. And there should be such communication that the youth can come and tell the father, and the daughter can tell the mother and the father that, "Look, I have a problem. I've fallen for a boy. I don't know what to do." To get to that extent of communication that the mother and the daughter and the son can say, "I've fallen for a girl. What shall I do?" That is what is needed in society. This is what is needed. This is how you train the children. Salawat. Indeed, tonight, commemorating the Shahada of none other than Ali Akbar alayhi salam. You know Ali Akbar alayhi salam is that 18-year-old son of Imam Hussain alayhi salam that Imam Hussain loved so much. You know when the Holy Prophet died, Imam Hussain alayhi salam loved the Holy Prophet so much that he did dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, oh Allah, give me a son who resembles the Holy Prophet in his shakl and in his seerah, so that I can look at him and do his ziyarah whenever I remember the Holy Prophet. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Imam Hussain that son Ali Akbar who resembled the Holy Prophet. He was so handsome. When the people of Medina wanted to come and do ziyarah of a Holy Prophet, they would come to Ali Akbar alayhi salam. He was such a brave soldier. He had such a beautiful voice. On the day of Ashura, when Namaz al-Fajr was, the time for Namaz al-Fajr took place, Imam Hussain alayhi salam told the muazzin who normally recited the adhan, he said, oh my companion, today you do not recite the azan. Today my son will recite the azan. Ali Akbar recited the azan. When he said Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, indeed all the ladies in the camp started crying. They started remembering the Holy Prophet. They started remembering Imam Ali alayhi salam. Then they realized that this was the very last azan that they are going to hear from Ali Akbar alayhi salam. Indeed, Ali Akbar was the beloved of Fatima Sughra. When he actually left Medina, Fatima Sughra told him, oh Ali Akbar, you are leaving me alone. When will I see you again? At the time, Ali Akbar says, when I am settled, I'll come. I will call for you. Indeed, Ali Akbar never came on the day of Ashura. On the day of Ashura, indeed, Fatima Sughra is so bechained, she's so distressed, she feels so much pain in her heart because in Karbala a great war is being waged against her own family. In fact, indeed, when Ali Akbar alayhi salam comes to take permission when he comes to take permission after Zuhr prayers, he comes to Imam Hussain alayhi salam and says, oh my father, please give me permission to go and fight. Imam Hussain looks at him very lovingly and he says, go my son to Bibi Zainab, go to Layla and take your permission from your mother and Bibi Zainab alayhi salam. At that time she goes to take permission. He sees Layla sitting there and Bibi Zainab alayhi salam sitting together, and they look at him and they know that he has come to take permission. They cry, the ladies cry, Sakina is crying, Sakina is saying, oh my brother, oh my beloved brother, why are you going to the battlefield? Whoever has gone to the battlefield has not come back, please do not go. He consoles her and he goes towards the battlefield. As he goes towards the battlefield, Imam Hussain alayhi salam comes after him and he keeps on looking at him and he asks, Ali Akbar asked, why do you come behind me? He said, I want to see you because you are that son of mine that is so dear to me, and I wish you were a father to understand my very feelings at this time, how much pain and grief I feel at this very moment. Ali Akbar goes to the battlefield and he fights very valiantly, and then suddenly he feels very thirsty and he comes back. And he comes back to Imam Hussain alayhi salam and Layla and Bibi Zainab alayhi salam, who are there looking at the battlefield. And he sees and Ali Akbar tells his father, did you see my battle? Did you see my junk? And Imam Hussain says, Marhaba, ya bunayya, you have indeed fought very well. And then Ali Akbar says, but if I have little bit of water, if I had some little bit of water, I'm feeling very thirsty. So Imam Hussain alayhi salam says, come, my Ali Akbar, come, put your tongue in my mouth, put your tongue on my tongue. And as soon as he puts the tongue on Imam Hussein's tongue, he finds that Imam Hussein's tongue is so very dry. He says, your tongue is drier than mine. As soon as Imam Hussain alayhi salam, then he goes back to the battlefield. And at this time when he goes, Imam Hussain alayhi salam sits down on the plains of Karbala. He is listening to the fight. He is listening to his son fighting. Then a cry comes. Then a cry comes from the battlefield. Ya Aba Abdillah, alaykum min salam. Oh my father, I have fallen down from the battle, from the horse. Please come to me. I have still got some few moments to live. Come and see me before I die. And at that moment, Imam Hussain alayhi salam tries to get up from the ground, but he can't get up. The whole world has gone dark on him. The whole world has gone dark. He's stumbling. He cannot walk. He's falling down. He says, Ya Ali, aina ya Ali. Aina ya Ali. Where are you, Ali? Where are you, Ali? I want to come to you. I can't see where you are. Where are you? Ya my son Ali. Where are you, my son Ali? Finally gets to the body of Ali Akbar. He's still alive. And he sees him with his hand on his chest. He sees him with his hand on his chest. If the Imam Hussain wants to embrace him, Imam Hussain alayhi salam wants to embrace him, to kiss him, and he finds that his son is kicking his head, he's kicking his feet because of pain. He's so much in pain. Imam Hussain asks him, my son Ali Akbar, what is the pain? He said, the spearhead has gone through my chest. The spearhead has gone through my chest. And then Imam Hussain alayhi salam takes his hands and lifts the spear out and takes the spear from his chest. At that time the blood gushes out from Ali Akbar and it goes all over Imam Hussain. Imam Hussain alayhi salam brings the body of Ali Akbar to the tent, and his mother comes to him. Oh my Ali Akbar, oh my Ali Akbar, what is this blood all over your body? I had such thoughts, I had such visions that I will get you married. I had brought the dress of marriage with me as well, and I see that you have put the mehndi, you have put the mehndi of blood all over you. And she took out the dress of marriage and she put it on the lash. Oh my son Ali Akbar, I am taking out my hajat, I am doing my tamannat. I would have done if you were married. ألا لعنة الله قوم الظالمين سيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. مات الحسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين.